Hey everybody, it's Rick from Sherpa back with another Altitude Tech Tip. Today we're going to be talking about how to use structured data with Altitude. So let's get started. When we use the term structured data in Altitude, we're talking about content that is stored in a database server. Altitude is able to connect to SQL-type databases, including Microsoft SQL Server, Postgres SQL, MySQL, and Oracle. Each database server is capable of hosting many individual databases. If you haven't worked with structured data before, I thought it might be helpful to have a basic understanding of how content is stored in a database. Typically, information is organized into tables within a database. In this example, my database has tables for customer information, individual contacts related to that customer, and information about orders the customer has placed. These tables are linked through a common data element referred to as a key. In this example, a customer number is used as the key to associate contacts and orders with a particular customer. Moving one level deeper, each piece of information about a customer that the database contains makes up a column. In this example, the customer table has columns defined for name, street, city, state, zip, and phone number. Of course, your customer table may contain information about hundreds or thousands of customers. Each of them is stored in a row within the table. Now that you have a core understanding of database tables, columns, and rows, let's take a look at how that information appears inside of Altitude. After installing the Altitude OLEDB agent, we configure a data target search to query a specific database server. That query returns a list of database data targets, as shown here in the Altitude dashboard. Those database data targets can now be searched in an Altitude data governance workflow. In this example, the green block shows a workflow decision being used to test the content of a database column. That decision may be used to determine if the column contains several things, including words, phrases, or, as in this case, patterns like Social Security number. When this Altitude workflow detects a Social Security number, it triggers an action to store some information about that database entry on a report. That report entry includes the database name, table name, and row number where the Social Security number was identified. Currently, Altitude only allows reporting actions on structured data content. This prevents you from accidentally deleting an important linkage between your database tables. Like other data governance processes, the workflow can be attached to a policy and run against a database data target that you select. The result is a report that looks something like this. Notice the report is only showing what rows may have Social Security numbers. Remember, a row may have many columns, so each matching row is shown as one entry on the report. To discover what columns of the row may contain the possible Social Security information, select that row and use the View Row Column link to see the detail. Well, that wraps up this workflow to using structured data in Altitude. I hope you found it helpful. Please join me again for another Altitude Tech Tip.